Welcome to Unit 4 in the included online course, A Step Forward, Tips for Everyday Communication in English. This unit examines interactive scenarios in English. Unit 4 is part of a multilingual course. It is a multilingual course available in 6 languages. These languages include French, German, Italian, Portuguese and Spanish. For more information, please see the final screen. The course contains 4 units. We have already looked at how to ask for something in English, how to apologise in English, linguistic politeness in English, and today we look at interactive scenarios. This unit contains sections which examine looking for a place to live, telephone and written conversations, sociocultural information, and activities.
Hiya, how are you? Hey, I wanted to ask you something. Do you know anyone who's renting out a room? I've been staying with a friend, but I really need to find my own space.
Yeah, let's see. Well, I suppose the best place to start is the My House website. Did you look there yet? I think most things are up there.
Alright, thanks. I'll definitely check it out.
What are you looking for? Just out of curiosity.
A double room if possible. Bright and an ensuite bathroom if possible.
You might have to look for a while to find that, but look, I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks a lot. You are very good.
Hello?
Hello there. Is that Colin Flynn?
Yes, speaking.
Hello there. My name is Finn. I saw your advert online for the room. I wonder if it is still available?
Sorry, it's not. It actually just went out about an hour ago. Someone paid the deposit. Sorry about that. Good luck.
Never mind. That's bad luck. Thanks anyway.
Hello there.
Hello, could I speak to Moya, please?
This is Moya speaking.
Oh, hello Moya. I saw your ad about the room. I wonder if you could please tell me more about it. Is it still available?
Yes, it is. Would it be for yourself? What's your name?
Yes, it would be. My name is Finn. I'm single, a non-smoker, and I work in the city centre, so I'm looking for somewhere handy to my office.
Well, it would be handy all right if you work in the city centre. Would you like to arrange a viewing?
That would be great. I can come any time.
Well, let's say tomorrow morning. I'll meet you in the car park beside the main door. If you're interested, we can talk about how to pay a booking deposit.
That's great. That sounds good.
Very good. I'll see you then. Call me if you get lost.
No problem. Will do. See you then. Bye now.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Hiya, how's it going? Did you find anywhere yet?
Oh, hi there. Actually, I did. I'm delighted.
That's really great. Congratulations. Are you happy with it?
Yeah, I'm happy enough. It's close to work and it's quite bright. It's a single room though.
Oh well. What about the ensuite bathroom?
Actually, that's the one drawback. I have to share a bathroom with another guy, but it's grand. It's a big enough place to share and he doesn't seem to be around much.
Oh really? That's a shame, but it's so hard to find anywhere these days.
Ah, look, it's grand. It's clean and handy to work, so I'm delighted really.
Very good. Well, good for you and hope it all works out.
Thanks a lot. I'll keep you posted.
We will turn now to the topic of interactive scenarios. Knowing a foreign language is something which includes more than just linguistic competence. It also involves sociolinguistic appropriateness and the idea of pragmatic competence. You may be familiar with the fact that we learn new vocabulary, we learn how to be grammatically accurate, how to spell and how to pronounce new words in a foreign language. But in terms of sociolinguistic appropriateness and pragmatic competence, we also have to learn new activities. This means using language in a sociolinguistically appropriate way, and also learning skills of turn-taking, flexibility, coherence, fluency, thematic development, and precision. For example, if I tell you to look after my cat, it might seem like an order. It might come across as rude. If I know you well, I might say, could you look after my cat? But really, a polite request contains the word please. Could you look after my cat, please? If you don't know the person very well, you might make the formulation even more polite. I wonder if you could look after my cat while I'm away. Please, I'd appreciate that very much. And perhaps at the other end of the spectrum, in indirect speech, you might say, "My cat is going to be alone for a few days," and you hope that the speaker might then step in and offer to look after it. These skills are important in terms of acquiring a language and interacting successfully. You need to acquire linguistic skills, sociolinguistic skills, and pragmatic skills. Interaction in a language means communicating in a way that takes the other speaker or other speakers into account. In other words, it's not just a one-way communication activity. There are two or more speakers involved, and good interaction involves awareness of those speakers. Conversation then includes greetings and opening gambits, closing and leave-taking activities, and everything that goes on in the middle. Maintaining a conversation can be challenging. Understanding pragmatic meaning can be challenging. Speakers have to learn how to use language in socio-appropriate ways, and this depends very much on culture and language. The challenge is that speakers do not always directly say what they mean, and listeners may not always interpret correctly the intended meaning of a message. This unit tries to help you address this challenge. We will now turn to an interactive scenario regarding looking for a place to live. Firstly, we'll look at telephone conversations. Telephone conversations tend to follow a standard schemata. That means that speakers, without realizing it, engage in greetings. They then try to gather information, check the details, provide additional information, and take leave at the end, say farewell. Greetings can involve a whole range of activities. So these may include telling someone good morning or good afternoon, all sorts of ways of saying hi, hello, hello there, but also pardon me or excuse me. And then introductions can include all sorts of choices, including giving your name, explaining what you're calling about, asking about something, could you tell me about? These choices are important to explore and to address, as we have done in previous units, levels of formality and informality and distance with the speakers. When it comes to spoken communications, greetings might seem to be the easy part because information gathering and the additional information confirmation phase can be the hard part. This central part of a conversation involves maintaining it successfully, listening to the other speaker and trying to understand their real meaning. So if we look at this in an example of looking for accommodation, greetings could be good afternoon, how can I help you? Hello there, I'd like to find out about the room you have advertised, please. Could I just take your name and number? Sure, it is Chen Fan. My mobile number is 082 156 8929. This is a standard engagement with a greeting that's appropriate, direct and to the point, and the information is collected successfully. However, maintaining the conversation, you can learn from various strategies in linguistics. These include using appropriate terms of address, being clear, direct, and specific, and avoiding interrupting. Using appropriate terms of address might mean that you address the person by their title, Mrs. or Mr. or Ms. These should always be followed by the person's surname or family name. So, hello, Mr. Chen, if the Mr. is appropriate. We do use the terms sir and madam in various different varieties of English, but these are generally reserved for specific situations such as hospitality or law and order contexts, which are very formal. Once you have ascertained the correct, appropriate term of address, please be clear, direct, and specific in your communication. This means getting to the point. I'm calling about the room you have advertised. I'd like to find out about the accommodation on offer. Generally, please avoid interrupting. This allows the other speaker to finishing before responding. Interrupting someone at this stage in the conversation can be viewed as impolite. So we give the speaker the opportunity to give their information. In terms of keeping the conversation going, We can also then use verbal cues, request clarification if required, and use small talk, which establishes common ground. So, in terms of small talk, generally it's advised to stick to non-controversial topics. For example, the weather. I'm sure it has been a busy morning, or it looks like the apartment is in a quiet area of town. These are not to gather information, but to establish a communication link with the other speaker. You may wish to request clarification. That might mean, could I just check that I understand how the contract works? Could you please remind me about whether pets are allowed? I'm not sure I understand that last point. Could you say it again, please? Could you please explain that part a little further? And also using verbal cues. We will go into these in some detail in a minute, but they can include filler words such as okay, yeah, as well as other content words including yes, no, I see, and got it. There's a large variety of verbal cues that can be used to help maintain the conversation going. Finally, when it comes to leave taking and farewells, often it's more than just a simple thanks and goodbye. This means expressing your appreciation for the person's time. Thank you for your time. I appreciate your help. Let me think about it and call you back. Goodbye and thanks again, or have a good day. In Ireland, as we saw in an earlier unit, we say thanks a million quite often. Take care. And finally, we'll say bye, goodbye, bye-bye, and perhaps even bye-bye-bye, bye-bye-bye. In Ireland, we repeat the bye at the end of the phone call. When it comes to written communication, we use the same schemata. So we engage in greetings, an information gathering stage, which may be followed by additional information and confirmation, and a farewell stage. So in a short email, this may look like the following. Dear Sir, Madam, my name is Chen Fan, and I'd like to find out about the room you have advertised. Could you tell me whether it is still available, and please confirm the monthly rent? I'd also like to check whether you accept pets in the house. Thank you for letting me know about that. If you're able to follow up with me by telephone, my mobile number is 082 156 8929. Thank you for your time. Best wishes, Chen. Can you see the different stages of the conversation scheme in terms of greetings, information gathering, confirmations and checking, and farewells? It's important in any communication to use appropriate salutations and sign-offs. Salutations are the use of titles such as Dear Sir, Dear Madam, Dear Mr. Smyth, and yours sincerely, yours faithfully, best wishes, kind regards at the end of an email or letter. These show respect and create a professional tone. In English, when you do not know the name of the person you're writing to in a very formal situation, you can say to whom it may concern. If you don't know whether you're writing to a man or woman, you can say Dear Sir / Madam. While there are some differences between opening, maintaining and closing a conversation in written and spoken communications, the basic principles remain important in both contexts. Use appropriate language, be clear and concise, and show respect and professionalism. We now turn to some sociocultural information. As we mentioned earlier, we often use filler words in our speech. In English, these include words that sound like aha, yeah, wow, okay, and so on. Use of these items makes speech sound more natural. These words signal to the other speaker that you're paying attention. They show your interest and engagement and help to keep a conversation going. In Irish English and other varieties of English, speakers use plenty of filler words during a conversation, so you can expect to hear lots of these words and more whenever you are speaking to somebody in person or over the telephone. Turning to swearing, every culture and language has its own conventions around the use of swear words. It's important to be aware of these conventions, as sometimes these words are used to create connections rather than to cause offence. This can be a surprise during the process of learning a new language, and it can take a long time to understand the conventions around swearing and the fine line between marking belonging and causing offence. In Ireland, swear words are often sprinkled into conversations quite liberally. They are used to show membership of a group or community, to mark informality and trust, for dramatic effect, and for many more reasons. So in other words, it's important to realise that just because someone is using swear words, it doesn't mean that the conversation has taken a direction which is rude or offensive. These swear words can be used to make connections rather than to cause offence. Finally, how do people get involved and meet each other in Ireland? Volunteering in Ireland is a regular activity for many people. Volunteering is a way to get involved in a local community, to connect with people, and to make a difference. There are all sorts of ways to get involved in a wide range of different organisations in Ireland related to climate, health, sport, tidy towns, and so forth. These organisations all work with volunteers. You can even volunteer from home. Volunteer Ireland is the national volunteer development organisation and a support for all local volunteer centres in Ireland. Volunteering is a great way to meet new people, to practice your English and get involved in your local community. Finally, we turn to the activities section. If you would like to try out what you've just learned here, use the QR code below to access some practice activities online at the website indicated.